weeks away, so it's time to get back to thinking about our menu. Today, we're going to cook some ribs. So it's important to get good high quality meat. So I went to the local butcher shop, Hemp's Meats, right in the heart of 3B in the little town of Jefferson, Maryland. A lot of times when you buy commercially prepared ribs, whoever prepared them forgets to or neglects to remove this membrane. This is a tough, inedible membrane that really improves the quality of the ribs if you remove it. It's a little tricky, but with some time and a sharp knife, you should be able to accomplish it. If you need to get a sharp knife and get it just underneath this membrane, and let it start to get loose. Once you get it started, and there's enough that you can hold on to, you can get a grip and start to tear it away. I find that a piece of paper towel helps you to hang on to it. You can keep your knife nearby in case you need to make some additional cuts as you tear. Good here. Keeps tearing.
There we have it. They're all nicely trimmed, front and back. Now, I prefer to use a rub rather than a sweet barbecue sauce, starting with a tablespoon of chili powder, quarter cup of brown sugar, teaspoon of granulated garlic, tablespoon and a half of paprika, teaspoon of coarsely ground salt, and a teaspoon and a half of black pepper. Now the reason why they call it a rub, obviously, is because you rub it into the meat. So here we have the rub all mixed together. Just sprinkle it on generously and then work it in with your hands. Just make sure you get all the parts of the meat covered. This little end down here tends to flip over. Make sure you straighten that out, get that covered as well. Just get the whole thing covered, then flip it over. The recipe that I described should be enough for your average size rack of ribs. You can adjust it, add spices that you like, take out ones you don't. Then we're just going to let that sit for a few minutes. Alright, spices have been absorbed into the meat, and one thing that I found out the hard way is that if your baking pan is smaller than your ribs, as well as you try to wrap them up in aluminum foil, they're going to leak and burn all over the bottom of your oven. So, as I said, I learned the hard way. I just cut them in half now. Wrap them up separately, put them on 2 separate baking sheets. Cook them at 275 for about 2.5 hours.
We're at 275. It's just before 11:30. The ribs are wrapped in foil and in the oven. So we'll just leave them to do their thing and come back around 2 o'clock. Okay, it's 2 o'clock. They've been in there just over 2.5 hours. So let's bring them out and see what we got. loose. Okay, looks like they're ready for the grill. These guys are fully cooked, but I like to finish them on the grill to get that caramelized look on the top of them. So remember, I did take them apart, but we can actually reassemble them once we get them here on the grill. And I cook them bone side down to start. And then in a little while we'll come flip them over. Alright, we gave it a couple minutes, less than 10, and then flip them over. Starting to get some caramelization on there. Here they are, fresh off the grill. Got a nice color to them. You can see that the bones are totally letting go. We might not be able to go to a bar, meet with our friends, have a drink, get something to eat, play some trivia. But we can play some trivia on October 3rd and eat and drink like we were in a bar. Put it on your calendars, October 3rd.
Girl.